Hey everybody, I'm Scott Byrne, and welcome to the next episode of the Bezel and the Big Picture. It's a show all about watches that I like and movies that I think they connect with, and I think this is going to be a really fun and exciting episode. But before we dive in and talk about the next watch, I'd really like to talk for a moment about why I created this and what the connection is between movies and watches. Now, I'm fairly new to the watch world, and I have fallen down the rabbit hole and completely fell in love with it. I've found the people that I've spoken to at watch shows and online to be really just wonderful. But more than that, I'm just having a great time learning all of these different things about watches. It's just a fascinating world to me. And movies are something that I've always loved. It's been a huge part of my life. I was a screenwriter and for years, and when I think about this idea of pairing them together, to me, it's entirely natural. But some people have asked me, so what is the connection between them? And it took me a moment to actually be able to vocalize it. But what it really comes down to is this idea that movies capture a moment in time, and they have this ability to take us someplace that is completely new and different and pull us into that world. With watches, they capture a moment in time every time we look down at them. And when I look down and see a beautiful dial and a stunning bezel and whatever else it may be that captures my imagination, I just think it is a truly magical experience. So for me, this pairing just became a very natural thing. Hopefully for you, you enjoy that connection as well. So with that said, let's dive in. Hey guys, we're back after running into all kinds of technical issues last night, but today everything seems to be running smoothly, so that has me happy. And today we're going to be talking about the Seiko Alpinist SPB121. Now, as I'm sure most of you know, Seiko is a massive, massive brand. They've had all kinds of tremendous success with different models, and it's a brand that started in Japan in Tokyo in 1881. They came out with their first watch, which was, I believe, the Laurel in 1913. And I believe also were the first to come out with a quartz watch in the 1960s. In 1959, they came out with their first Alpinist line, which was made for a very outdoorsy, rugged sort of look, and it was made for the mountain men in Japan. And they carried it forward with the Red Alpinist line, which came out in the mid-90s, I believe. And they came out with another Alpinist model in 2018, and then the SPB 121 model in 2020. And this is the one we're talking about. Why don't we set it down and take a look at it and see what its specs are and see what makes it really so cool. So as you can see, it comes with a leather strap. With what's interesting is it's a deployant clasp, so it folds and closes on your wrist like a metal bracelet would. And I think that's pretty cool. The only thing, even though the watch is water resistant to 200 meters, you don't want to get this leather strap wet. So if you're looking to go diving or swimming, you may want to switch the strap for something that is more water resilient. Now, what really drew me to this was I loved the dial on the watch. I loved the gold indices and the cyclops with the date on it, which is this part right here. And what also I thought was incredibly cool was it comes with a compass. And when you turn this inner ring, it allows you to figure out what direction you're facing or going in if you actually take the time to learn how to properly do it, which I have not actually done so yet, but I feel like it's the kind of thing I will eventually learn just after it's too late. So that being said, the case on this, which is the part that goes from here to here, is 39.5 millimeters. The thickness on it is 13.2, and the lug to lug, which is here to here, is 46.4 with 20 millimeters across over here. So if you are buying a new strap for it, you'll just want to keep that 20 millimeters in mind for it. So let me tell you what else I really, really like about this. This is from the Prospects line, and it's been a huge seller for Seiko. And this watch in particular is just really a workhorse. It comes with a movement that is the 6R35 automatic movement. So again, when you move it around, that's how the mainspring gets wound, and it allows you to not have to wind it for up to 70 hours, I believe. The crystal on it is sapphire, so it's going to be pretty tough to scratch. And the other thing that I think is really appealing on this is it has a really beautiful lume. As you can see, when you just give it a little bit of light and then go into the dark, you can still tell the time for a while. As you can see, the polish and brush quality on the bezel is very attractive. And of course, the green I think is completely stunning. The only slight knock that I give this one is on the crown. You'll notice it's just blank. And it's not that anyone really studies the crown that closely in a conversation, but I think it would be cool if there was a big S there, or maybe just the X for Prospects. But other than that, I think it's pretty gorgeous. Now, the next important question, of course, is how does it look on the wrist? I think it looks great. Hey, I'm back. So what I really am drawn to about this watch, and I think one of the things that really pulled me in, was that it was both really stylish looking, yet had this sort of sense of adventure about it. And the movie that immediately came to mind when I started thinking of it in these terms was The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It came out in 2013. It was directed by Ben Stiller and also starred Kristen Wiig and Sean Penn and Adam Scott. And it's a story about a guy who works with negatives for Life magazine, and Life magazine is going to be publishing its final issue, its final physical issue. And the cover for that final issue is missing. And it's going to be up to Ben Stiller to find it. Now, Ben Stiller's character has always imagined this sort of adventure quality in his life, and the photographer who took that picture, Sean Penn, is missing. And to find him, Ben Stiller has to go on this epic quest through the Himalayas and Greenland and Iceland in order to find him and bring back this iconic image that is going to capture what makes Life magazine this truly memorable experience. And to do so, he goes on what is the adventure of his life, and it's both touching and heartwarming and really life-affirming. And what I really am taken by it, and I think what stands out most for me, is how much his character evolves during the course of this story. And it felt so real and so honest, and yet had this magical, surrealist sort of quality to it. And that made the experience really, really moving for me. And I think one of the other things that really drew me to this movie and thinking about how it connected to this watch is this journey of self-discovery through finding time. And that is a very powerful feeling. So it captures this sort of rugged quality. It touches on the human nature of it. It touches on what makes life worthwhile. And I know that's a lot to put into a watch or a single movie, but when you combine the two, this is what I take away. So I urge you to go see it. It's funny, it's moving, it's just a great adventure, and it's certainly worth the time. And in case, like me, you were wondering what watch Ben Stiller is wearing through the movie, I'm not 100% certain, but I believe it is a Russian watch from the 1970s called a Polyat Okean. Again, don't quote me on it, but I believe that is what it is. So I hope that gives you a sense of the Seiko Alpinist SPB121 and tells you a little bit about the secret life of Walter Mitty. And hopefully you'll check out one or both of them. And if you do, please let me know. I'd love to hear what you think of both. So that's it. Enjoy your time and make every moment cinematic. I'll see you later.